Hey, it's Jonathan here. Mom's coming over in a few minutes to get her Mother's Day present, but what I didn't tell her is that her Mother's Day present is going to be her first ever TRX workout. Should be a lot of fun, so check it out. Hi, my name is Jonathan Ross. We're going to do a TRX Mother's Day workout. Now here I have with me today my mother Patricia. She's 68 years old and I have that on camera just in case she is going to beat me up for saying that. You now have evidence. So we're going to put her through a really quick workout because what's really great about the TRX and about fitness in general is that it's something that everyone can have. So we're going to do a really fast workout that will help you understand how you can get fit in one place really quickly. So the first thing I want you to do, Mom, is to stand up and we're going to face away from your anchor, hold both handles with your arms fully extended. So this first movement we're having her do is going to help warm up her shoulders and trunk. So now start to walk backwards with small steps. As she takes every step backwards, she's getting more and more weight into her upper body as she's transitioning. Step forward again, all the way back to your upright position, just natural movement, good. Now walk back in one more time. Keep your shoulders relaxed, slow down a little bit. She's getting comfortable, so she's speeding up a little bit. Now this is going to give her a lot of shoulder stability. It's also going to warm up her trunk. As she walks in and out, her task of maintaining upper body stability gets harder and harder. So as she steps in this one last time, she's going to probably feel like she's a little more in control of this movement. Great. Now as you get back up, I want you to turn around all the way, holding the handles. So step and swing one arm overhead and just reverse your position. Now we're going to do this exact same movement, but we're going to do it facing the other direction. So as she steps forward this time, she's going to protect that upper body position while she increases the weight loading into her upper body. So step forward towards me, walk in, keep the chest high, hips and shoulders under control. As she increases the loading in the upper body, it gets more challenging. She steps back and look at her now. She's feeling stronger and more confident. That sternum is high. It's a beautiful posture. Step back in. Again, as she walks in, she's getting an increased load in the upper body, increased stability demands, and then she gets a little bit of leg work and a nice warm up there as she steps away. One more time, and then we're going to move to the next exercise. She's already beginning to breathe heavy, which is good because she's pulling more oxygen into her body. She's warming up her body by increasing blood flow and increasing the tissue temperatures. Now, I'm going to have you stand right where you are. We're going to let go of the TRX with your hands. We're going to put both of your handles through the foot cradles. Come over, stand right here and face towards me. Next, she's going to do something I call wood chops. We're going to do TRX wood chops. She's going to stand sideways with respect to the anchor point with both of her hands looped through the foot cradles. She's going to squat down and reach in. So squat down and reach in, and then she's going to squat up and reach up. So she's doing essentially a wood chopping motion where she's chopping side to side, as her task is to keep tension on the TRX handles as she drops up and down. So it's an up and down squat motion with a rotational angular upper body movement. It's actually a lot harder to coordinate than it looks, right, Mom?
Yes.
But this also helps to develop lower body strength and upper body coordination. So we're now coordinating different movements in the upper body and the lower body. Hold right there. Take a big reach overhead, step the right foot forward, rotate through, and step backwards now. Step back this way, so you're going to do the wood chop on the other side. There we are. And she's doing the same movement now. Of course, we have to do the other side. We rotated one direction, now we're going to rotate the other. So she's going to go squat, and then reach down and in, and then come out of that squat, and then up and out. Beautiful. She's taking nice deep breaths as she's doing this. It's really a full body movement. It will help warm you up. It's also going to really be a little bit challenging because it really is a total body movement. She's moving the hips first, which is key on any squat or lunge movement. All we really have to do is put our hips in charge. If we do that, we'll be better at that movement. So let's do one more. Now we're transitioning to where you're standing underneath the anchor point facing away. You're standing back here. You're going to put one hand in each handle. This is something we're doing called leg swings. This is going to be great for hip mobility and a lot of balance as well. So she's going to stand on her right leg and take her left leg and swing it front to back. She's going to do this 5 times, keeping the left leg slightly bent. Her job with this is to keep the right leg stable and keep the right foot open instead of gripping inside the shoe. She would ideally want to focus on better balance here by keeping that foot nice and flat and open to provide a more stable base of support. Look at her go. Now she's going to transition where she's going to swing that left leg around the right leg. She's going to do this big hip swing motion, a big internal and external rotation movement for the right leg. So as she's swinging that left leg around, the balance demands increase as the center of gravity changes and also as her balance center changes. Now let's change legs. So she's going to do this same sequence on the other leg. She will now stand on her left leg, swinging the right one front to back, keeping the knee slightly bent. The left foot again will stay open and nice and relaxed instead of gripping the shoe. She wants to stay really strong in that left leg, working on balance, and that right leg just swings front to back. She's feeling good now. You can probably even hear the breathing a bit. Let's take that right leg, swing it around the left. Big hip rotation, internal and external rotation on the left side. Look at her go. She's feeling strong now. Big hip movement, nice movement. She hasn't even started breathing heavy yet. This is good. She's getting better already. I love that. All right, you're done with that one. Now, we're going to do TRX chest press. The standing chest press movement is done right from this position, so she doesn't even have to move. All she has to do is step one foot forward to give herself some balance. And she's going to take a little bit of her body weight with that front foot. I'm going to leave it up to her to decide how much of that weight she wants to take with the front foot. So as she falls forward into what is essentially a standing push-up position, do the first one, but let your elbows bend and your body move forward like she's doing a standing push-up. She's deciding how much weight to put down into her front leg. So it's really up to her. And you can see the stability requirement in her upper body. Very nice. She's doing very well with this. And it's very challenging because she has to coordinate everything between her hand all the way down to the ground where her feet are interfacing with the ground. She's got all these joints, the elbow, the shoulder, the trunk, the hips, the knees, everything has to be stabilized. So she's interfaced here with the TRX with her hands, but her feet are on the ground. And she's working hard to stabilize everything between the hands and feet. That's really the benefit of suspension training with the TRX. It really does provide a full body workout. It's all core all the time, no matter what you do. I think she's ready for a break. So let's transition to the next movement. You're going to step 180 degrees around, so step forward and turn around, swing one arm up overhead and turn around. You don't even need to let go of the handles. Next we're going to perform rows where she's going to change the angle of her body and her arm position. She's going to perform 5 with her elbows high, then 5 with her elbows at an angle, and then 5 low to work on various angles of pull through the upper body. So now step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, so we have an offset foot position. This helps balance out the weight and make it a little bit easier at the harder bottom part of the movement. So start pulling yourself forward and keep the elbows high, just like she's trying to elbow someone in the nose standing behind her. Hope you don't have to do that on Mother's Day. Good. She's doing a great job of keeping the sternum high. The body line wants to stay even here. Her torso would stay even with that leg that's in front. Keep those elbows nice and high for 2 more, then we're going to transition. She's going to keep the elbows high. That's beautiful. It's very challenging because a lot of postural compensations can come in when you see this movement. Now we're going to transition, keeping the elbows at a little bit of a lower angle. This is an easier angle of pull, so I had her do the harder arm position when she was fresher earlier in the set. As she begins to fatigue, keeping a higher elbow position would become harder and harder. So I transitioned her from a higher elbow position to a progressively lower one as she's getting more tired through this workout. So now we're going to transition on the next repetition. You're going to keep your elbows close to the side of your body. She pulls. She's still keeping her sternum high, which is, she's doing a tremendous job of this. This is so hard to do because there's so much mass that comes down in here and causes you to want to collapse and sort of round forward into the shoulders, which is a position we already spend too much time in. So as she's keeping that position protected while she's strengthening her upper body, she's not only getting a strength benefit, she's getting a postural benefit as well. That's the last one. You did a great job on that one. The last exercise has you turned back around 180 degrees. So you're going to turn again to face away. And let's uncross your TRX strap for you. You'll have a little bit of a better experience. We'll pull this around. If this ever happens, just uncross it and go. She was looking for a break anyway, so let's get you back into position. Hold each handle. Face straight ahead again. We're going to hold each handle. We're going to stand on a single leg, and we're just going to do a little bit of recovery with a couple of those leg swings. We're just going to take a couple of leg swings. She's getting a little bit fatigued, so we're going to get a little bit of active recovery, do a little bit of balance work. So there's not a lot of energy on a movement like this. She's really still working another component of fitness, balance, but she's not able to have this big expenditure of energy here. So let's switch legs, do a few on that side. A little bit of an active recovery before we do our last exercise, which is going to be a squat with a single leg stand, working on strength and balance together. Let's take a few more of those, keeping the knee bent, nice. Keep that right foot nice and relaxed. All right, now let's transition. So again, turn around 180 degrees, swing one arm up overhead, just step forward and rotate without letting go of the handles. Perfect, stand right there. Now let's have you open up your stance just a little bit. Perfect. You'll hold on to the handles lightly just for a little bit of balance. She's going to do a squat, which is an essential movement. If we do it every day, we have to do it in our workouts. We have to train it. Squatting is what we do all the time. Good. Down and up. She's going to do a single leg stance at the top. A little bit of balance work. Now, a lot of people like to say, I can't squat because my knees hurt. And their doctors sometimes say, well, gee, if you have your knees hurt, you shouldn't squat. Well, the reality is, if anyone ever tells you that, you need to have them give you some way you're going to sit on a toilet, get in a car, and sit in a chair again. Because squatting is something you have to do every day. And if you do it every day, you have to stick it in your workouts. If we do it, we have to train it. So she's getting a better squat here by focusing on deeper range of motion, by using the TRX for a little bit of help and a little bit of stability. She just uses the TRX enough to help her stay balanced in that squat position, and then at the top she comes all the way up and extends the hip, the torso, and the shoulders while she maintains a light grip for balance and stays strong on the stance leg. Very good. Thank you. She did it. All right, now she's breathing pretty heavy, but that's your TRX Mother's Day workout. Moms, everyone out there, there's no reason you can't get fit. How'd that feel?
Oh, that felt great. I wish I had them in my living room.
Now, that was her first time ever using a TRX, so if you think that you can't get fit, you're wrong. This woman's lost 170 pounds over the years. She's been extremely out of shape. I've seen it. I've also seen her transform. She's just a regular person. She's not a super athlete. She's just a regular person who gets regular person fitness, and she just got a little bit fitter today. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Mom's first TRX workout. Told you anyone can do this. And just so you think I'm not a terrible son, her real Mother's Day present is an aromatherapy massage she's going to have in a little while.